and in there dishing out acne for everybody. It's like, I don't know.
Probably all of the above.
All of the above. Oh, okay, cool. Moin, let me know. I know Moin's listening in right
so
now.
If you go, then you get some acne.
Ooh. You know, in
This
weather like
weather's calling
this,
for it,
oh, this weather is, the weather already placed the order, really. Anyway, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. When we come back, we're talking with the Secretary General of Abahlali Basemjondolo, Thapelo Mohapi, expected on the program to tell us about their Unfreedom Day protests that's being planned for the 27th.
This traffic update is brought to you by Newcastle Volkswagen, a member of the Dockrad Group. Get ready to experience true adventure and adrenaline with Newcastle Volkswagen, with sleek design vehicles that are sure to grant you luxury without compromising comfort. Contact us today on 034 328 3601 to get a quote for your brand new Volkswagen. We don't only deliver nationwide, but right to your door. Volkswagen Newcastle, a member of the Dockrad Group.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
DIY or big projects? Hyper Hardware has you covered. Visit us at Shop 14 Florence Nightingale Drive, Chatsworth, or online at hyperhardware.co.za. Quality you can trust.
Africa Muslims Agency has been providing critical aid in Gaza and Lebanon with your support. The humanitarian situation is more dire than ever before, with thousands displaced and in need of basic supplies to survive. Donate any amount to bring food, water, medical assistance, and essentials to the people of Gaza and Lebanon. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
The views and opinions expressed by the guest and presenters of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Civil society organization Abahlali Basemjondolo says there are no basic services and the unemployment rate is high in informal settlements. This comes as its members are gearing up to mark Unfreedom Day on April 27. The socialist shack dwellers movement says it will host unfreedom marches around the country to highlight the plights of people who live in informal settlements. 3 decades into democracy. Joining us this morning is Secretary General of Abahlali Basemjondolo, Thapelo Mohapi. Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Rush on Radio Al Ansar.
Good morning. Good morning to the listeners as well. Thank you.
Thapelo, for those who might not be familiar with your movement, can you briefly tell us what Abahlali Basemjondolo is and what does it stand for?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Abahlali Basemjondolo is a social movement, a civic organization formed 20 years ago in Kennedy Road to fight against the exclusion of those who are living in informal settlements, and particularly marginalized and impoverished people, because we believe that this country is wealthy to look after each and every one of us, but the wealth is not given to the priority of those who are living in shack settlements, who are poor. So the movement was formed to fight for, promote advance the interest of the poor and marginalized, particularly those who are living in formal settlements. So Abahlali Basemjondolo is a Zulu word meaning the residents of the shacks.
Now, while most of the country commemorates April 27th as Freedom Day, your movement marks it as Unfreedom Day. What does Unfreedom Day symbolize for shack dwellers?
It simply means that 31 years later, we continue to die in shack fires. We continue to be washed away by floods, the recent floods that took people away and washed them away, and 6 lives were lost. A 60-year-old woman is still unaccounted for. That's it speaks to a government that does not care about the poor and marginalized. We are a forgotten generation. We can never fool ourselves and escort a few men and women who are political elites who claim that we are all free when we know the conditions that we are living under. We are living with tuberculosis, cholera, and other diseases that still exist in the informal settlements. We live like pigs in the mud in the informal settlements. The state, right now, it's raining. A lot of people are calling rain a blessing, but people in the informal settlements are very worried about the situation that's going to be in the informal settlement as we speak.
Indeed. If you just tuned in to the radio show right now, we're live on Facebook and on our YouTube channel as well. Search at Radio Al-Ansar. And we're speaking with the Secretary General of Abahlali Basemjondolo, Thapelo Mohapi. Thapelo, in your view, what are the biggest obstacles preventing meaningful development and services in informal settlements?
One of the things that has eroded this country to where it is today is politicians who are only enriching themselves and their families, and nobody cares about it. They've lost a moral value, moral compass. The politicians don't care about this country. They are not patriotic about where this country is going. So there's a lack of political will. There is a vacuum. There's no leadership in this country. There's no direction. Everyone does as they please. We have a former mayor in eThekwini who's still going trial for having stolen 400 million that was meant to collect waste in the informal settlements. So when you see the filthiness in the city, you must know that 400 million disappeared in the past as a result of a greedy politicians who never cared about the bringing services to the people of Durban. So that's what is the main obstacle. And also we have a government that speaks about the poor without the poor. They never engage us meaningfully. We are treated as human waste rather than human beings. So people who are living in shack settlements cannot think because, people who are living there are criminals. People who are living there are people who have been, thrown out from their families, and therefore it's not no human beings, no human life that lives in the informal settlements, according to the government.
In an interview, you made a strong statement about shack dwellers being treated as banks for votes. Can you expand on what you meant by that?
Everybody knows that we see our politicians after 5 years. They will come in the informal settlements, start, seeing the conditions as if they are living in another planet, and they will say, we did not know that our people are living under these conditions. So the only time politicians will be seen in our settlements is when there are elections. You never see them anytime. So I'm not talking about the ruling party or the parties in the GNU, but I'm talking about every politicians. They only think about us when it's time for elections. Once they are voted into power, they forget about us. Hence, we are saying that the status quo is deliberately made to remain as it is because politicians want a vacuum to keep making empty promises every 5 years so that we have hope and vote. And once we have voted, they go and sit in parliament and enrich themselves and their families.
Sampelo, clearly you and the organization, and I'm pretty certain the people that the organization represents, are under the impression that political leadership 30 years into democracy has failed informal communities. With this march being planned for the 27th of April, what are you hoping to achieve?
So the march is on the 25th in Durban, and it would be on the 27th. We have rallies in Mpumalanga and Gauteng in Soweto. The aim is to say that the government of national unity, whom we had hoped that would accommodate everyone, has not done anything, but it continued to serve the interest of the elites. People are being evicted unlawfully by the municipalities. We are seeing informal settlements even in the smaller cities like Mount Olive and Tabankulu in the Eastern Cape joining our movement. Our movement should not be growing this fast because it was a movement that was formed out of a plight of the poor. But 31 years later, we grow like never before. It's a sign of a failing government. It's a sign of a government that does not care. So we will have 7,000 people on the streets on Friday in Durban who will be telling the world that we are fooling ourselves when we are saying we are free. We are still suffering in the informal settlements. Some of us who visit some of the informal settlements um, see the deep poverty. People have resorted to wild plants in order to survive. Started cooking wild plants in some families. We have a statistic that says 10,000 children in this country, most of them that live in the informal settlements, go to sleep without food every month. Um, 20 million people are eating unhealthy, not because they choose to, because food is expensive. The 370 that is provided for people is not enough. So while other people spend time in restaurants and throw food away, there are people who need food. While people have to choose which house they're going to go to today as it's raining, there are people who are outside, who are left outside. We are the most unequal country in the world because this government of the day is actually serving the interest of those who have. Those who have not are just left to die out there.
So I want to thank you for your time this morning, Tsapelo. March is planned for the 27th of April, as you've just heard around the country. The Unfreedom March. Tsapelo, thank you very much for your time this morning and bringing this information to our listeners.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
There we go. That was the Secretary General of the Abahlali Basemjondolo, Tsapelo Moabi, just talking about what's going on in the informal settlements. Listeners have been interacting with this one here, sending questions to be posed to the guest. Unfortunately, not in that position. I don't think he's in the position to be answering those questions. Are they valid questions? Oh my word, they are valid questions. But we'll delve into that scenario with regard to who and what is a ratepayer, and where would you find one? Are ratepayers in the informal settlements? Are there informal settlements? Are there people in formal settlements that are not paying as well? Those are different questions. Talking about ratepayers, and this is where we get Zach busy for a minute, right? If you're watching the video, if you're listening on the radio right now, we're going to get Zach busy for a minute. The eThekwini Ratepayers Protest Movement. eThekwini Ratepayers Protest Movement, in conjunction with the Westville Ratepayers Association, proudly presents the first ever Pick a Box for Change, an event organized by the Committee for the by the community for the community. It's taking place at Westville Civic Center Friday, 9 May 2025. It's from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. We've got 2 tickets to give away for the event. Each ticket is valued at 200 Rand. You see it? It's on your screen. Wait. I'll put another one. There's that 2. There you go. 2 tickets. If you want it, send us a message now. 060-904-1056, and we'll give you those 2 tickets so you can take a friend, a family member, another rate payer protester to the event. Westville Civic Center, 9 May, 6:30 p.m. Tickets valued at $200. We'll just give it to you. You can take it. It's already here. It's come, pick it up, take it, go for the function.